Hi, this is Michael Johnson. I am the co-founder, along with Rachel Rankin, of Transaction Hub, and welcome to our brief demo and tour of our website and our functionality. So Transaction Hub here, this is our main site, transactionhub.com. Feel free to come here, take a look, get a little bit more information. You can scroll down, see our commercial, and see the different groups that we work with lenders, real estate, title, industry pros such as inspection companies, etc., builders, sellers, and of course borrowers. So today we're going to focus on the lender side of it and give you a tour of how the lender functionality goes. Before we jump into that, just a quick couple of items here. As far as security goes, we are a 128-bit secure site. What you always want to look for is the HTTPS, which you see right up here. So that means that the site is secure, as we are, encrypted, password protected. Cloudflare, this company here, they do the security for us. They also do security for a couple of companies you may have heard of, such as MIT, Cisco, NASDAQ. They also do it for DigitalOcean. And I mention that is because DigitalOcean hosts our service as well. So not only is our site secure on its own right, but DigitalOcean itself is also protected by Cloudflare. So we take security extremely seriously, and we don't mess around with that. So we go with the best solution we can possibly use. As far as our payments go, we use Stripe. Stripe uses, they work with a number of other companies such as Lyft, Facebook. You've probably heard of them. They also work with Best Buy, Saks, Under Armour, Target, a whole host of other who's who companies here. So we keep very good company in terms of who we choose to work with for our integrations, for security, for payment, et cetera, et cetera. So right now what we're going to do is jump in and we're going to sign in to the site as if we were a lender. So we'll log in here to our demo lender account, and it's going to take us to our dashboard. This here just has basically our profile information, which we can adjust up here if we need to. The majority of items will take place between borrowers and adding a borrower. Here we'll show who their loan officer assistant is, and they can contact them through here, or they can edit that information if they need to change them out or give a new email address, whatever. Same with the processors here. The sent email is a mailbox for all of the emails that the lender has sent through this platform. And the subscription is where they can adjust their own subscription here through Stripe. This is a Stripe module, so as you start typing it in here, it will just, we'll use like a Visa, and it'll start adding it up here, and you put in what your name is, and it'll change it right through the dashboard here. So we're going to back because we don't need to do that right now. What we are going to do is I'm going to show you, when you click on borrowers, it'll show you all of your list of borrowers that are currently in the system. We just have Steve McQueen in here right now in this account. And we'll get back to this and what these action buttons here mean. In the meantime, what we're going to do is we're going to add a borrower, show you how this important functionality works. It's very, very simple. So first we'll say, yes, this is a purchase. And it's going to ask, is this new construction? And we'll say, no, it doesn't matter for this case, but sometimes it might. Is there an HOA? We'll say, sure, there's an HOA on this one. And the contract date was yesterday. And we expect this to sign at the end of the month, as well as fund, and for the real estate transaction to close at the end of the month, all on the same day. This loan has a purchase price of $475 with a loan amount of $400,000. The borrower on this loan, we're going to use Ashley Giles. And this is a kind of a fake email address trick that I use here when doing a demo account. And we'll say Ashley lives at 9202 Driftwood Cove with a zip code of 98335, Gig Harbor, Washington. That populates automatically. And she's purchasing a 418 Sunset Drive, 80401, which is Golden. And there is a co-borrower on here, and I'll just use myself. And we'll say my current address, 475 Garfield Street, 80206, which is going to be Denver, Colorado. Subject property is already inputted in there because we're obviously purchasing the same property. If you have a third borrower, you can continue to add more borrowers down here, or in this case, we'll just click next. Now it's going to ask us who the title company is, and we will say that this is Fidelity at their Denver Cherry Creek office, and let's say Linda is going to be the loan officer. So I'm going to, again, use my little trick here. And the reason I do this is because these are real people and we don't need them to be notified that we're doing tests right now. So, and then it asks who the real estate company is, and we'll say it's 303 Realty. They're Aurora location, small company here, and they're using James Ryan. So we'll submit that. Now it asks us who or how often do we want to send a reminder to the borrower to submit any loan docs that they have not yet submitted. So we'll say on this one, we want to do it every day because we want to get this done as quickly as possible. The processor on this one will be Barbara, and then we'll click next. And then what happens is you're done. And once you click submit, what happens now is that the borrower is going to get, and in this case, both borrowers are going to get an email that welcomes them to Transaction Hub. Email looks like this. So this is Dear Ashley, welcome to Transaction Hub, et cetera, et cetera. This is sent to you by your lender. I know Michael Johnson was the co-borrower, but it's also the lender's test account here. So then they can click here to activate their hub, and they will choose their own username and their own password, so nobody else has access to that. Now, when they get into that, they'll each have their own account. And so when we see here, when we go back into the borrowers, we're going to see Ashley Giles, and there's a plus sign here because that means there's a co-borrower. So here's Ashley's account here, and here's Michael's account here. Now, when you look on this account, everything in here will be specific only to Ashley. Everything in Michael's account, let me go back to that, will be specific only to Michael's information. Neither of them can see the other person's account. And the reason is that, yes, sometimes people are married, and so they certainly share and commingle documents and whatnot, and that's no problem. But oftentimes, it might be a family member that just doesn't have any need to see the loan documents of their co-borrower or their financial statements. Might be a business partner for an investment property, something like that. So just as a rule, we keep all co-borrowers in completely separate accounts that they are not able to access the other person's account, but the loan team obviously can access everybody's account. So when you're in here, when you're looking at, this would be a borrower's account, and then it says here that this client is linked with Ashley Giles, and you can click here to jump right over and view Ashley's account. So if we were to do that, then here's Ashley's account. So we know that those two are together. And then from here, you can look at the questionnaire results, and we're going to get more into this in just a moment. Right now, there's nothing in here because Ashley has not gone through the questionnaire. We can also send Ashley an email from here. We're going to cancel out of there. We can send her a reminder, just as a reminder, Ashley Giles, and then type in what we need to get from her to remind her. A little bit of the contract information here. If we want to add yet another borrower, we can do that here. If we want to check out the team, maybe they change title companies, so we can change a title team here. Usually you wouldn't change the real estate agent, but just in case, stranger things have happened. Going back to their dashboard, we can edit the transaction history. So let's say on this one, we thought that there was an HOA, but we found out that there actually is not, or maybe the funding date changed or the purchase price changed. Any of these things can change. Change any of those and then submit it. And then you'll notice here that the two boxes here, the HOA doc box and the HOA library, both of those went away. Now what these are is this is our growing list of HOA documents and HOA contact information for the insurance provider, for the management company, et cetera, to really, again, save the loan team a great deal of time and also a great deal of money if sometimes you have to purchase some HOA documents for your borrower. We try and collect those back, but we're not always successful in that one. So sometimes that's a cost we end up eating. Our aggressively growing list of HOA documents can really help to alleviate that cost and sometimes pay for a full year of membership to Transaction Hub with just, by pulling down a couple of documents that you would have had to pay for otherwise that are public domain, but we've just stored them for free for you. One of the reasons on another topic here, we have the expected signing dates and the contract signing dates. Again, not just for reminders, but we're building in here, and we'll have them in the next couple of weeks, certain automated tasks and reminders that are triggered by virtue of these dates here, according to the TRID guidelines, which we all know affects us greatly now. So rather than having to really be hyper alert, we let the system be hyper alert for you and take care of a lot of tasks that need to be done right before closing or 3 to 5 days before closing. We'll just handle that for you and get it done. So what we're going to do now is we're going to jump out and we're going to jump in from a buyer standpoint. So we're logging out here, and let's log back in. Logout page always comes to Transaction Hub. we're going to log back in as Steve McQueen, who I showed you earlier. So Steve McQueen would be another borrower here. And Steve has, let's say he has gone through the questionnaire. Now it's going to say it's already completed, so he's already done that. And it's going to show here, if we click on results, what the results were of his questionnaire. Now we're only showing 5 questions here, just as a sample. There's actually a lot more questions in the questionnaire. And a note on this, what the questionnaire is designed to do is to do really what we call the deep dive investigatory process that the processor typically does after they receive the file. And sometimes that can take 5 to 7, even upwards of 10 days, not just for them to get the file, but then for them to look through the file and figure out everything else that just wasn't discovered at the application time. We just know that there's too much to ask at the application, and it just doesn't always get handled that way. Do they own investment properties in other states or even locally? Do they have partners on those? Where are they getting their source of funds? How are they proving their income, et cetera, et cetera? So sometimes these all get asked up front, but that's pretty rare. So the questionnaire really is designed to ask all of these questions day one. So as soon as the borrower gets their email notification to activate their account, they can go in, take the questionnaire. It'll take them between 2 to 5 minutes at the most. And then immediately they'll know exactly what documents need to be uploaded into the secure doc box here, and they can start uploading those right away. So this easily can take off 5 days on your time from application to underwriting, and maybe even 10 days, even 12 days in some situations that you're just having a tough time collecting documents. All of these can get handled right up front. And sometimes the processor will log in here and see that everything's already been uploaded by the time they even get the file. It can be that quick. So we can get you to underwriting a lot faster using our questionnaire. So in a situation like this, what we're looking at is just some results of the questionnaire here. And if this person needs to come in and change something, maybe they need to change an answer, and I actually am using Social Security as well, then they can check all of that, and then that will change here again. Now, if they're going to upload their docs, they would go into the Upload Docs page here. And if it's already been uploaded, that's pretty obvious here. If it hasn't, then they'll just click on this form here, and it'll do the search box to upload any documents that they still need to upload. What they can also do is look at the documents. They can look at it on that page, but they can go into their doc box here, and they can view any documents that have been uploaded, and that just pops up in a PDF that now can be downloaded. We'll show you that on the lender side in one moment. So a sample divorce decree, or if this person uploaded their 1040, that will show up here as well. And again, just your own PDF viewer will allow you to download that. If they had any extra notes or an address history that need to be put in here, those are created in their own PDFs as well. Now, the borrower can also go in here. They can view their team members as well. And again, it has the LO, the LOA, processor, the title team, title contact, real estate team. They can call them with all the appropriate information that's been inputted, or email them directly from here. And again, those will show up in their sent email box. So a handful of functionalities here. What we're also adding in, and we'll have this in real soon, will be a doc box for title doc boxes, as well as real estate function and functionalities doc box. So for example, maybe putting the contract in here, putting in the title doc box, the title commitment, the wiring instructions, et cetera, et cetera. Now these will be password protected, so that you'll only have access to what you should have access to. The real estate agent, if they upload docs into their real estate doc box, they will not have access into to our normal doc box or to the title doc box. It's just not necessary for them. So we protect access and permissions very, very closely, and nobody gets access to a page that they just don't need. So we're going to log out here and log back in as the loan officer. And we will then look at Steve McQueen's account. Earlier we were looking at Ashley's account. Now we'll just look at Steve's account. So we would get back to this. So this would be now your view of Steve's account. So we can go into the doc box here, and it'll show you exactly what he has uploaded, what still needs to be uploaded. You can view it. You can email that document straight from here, and then you can trash that document as well. If you need to. Now, depending on what LOS you're working with, we are in the process of developing integrations with the more popular LOSs, so that rather than having to download this to your desktop and then upload it to the LOS, you'll be able to upload it directly into the LOS straight from here. So that's coming shortly, and you can look forward to that. A couple other items that are coming very shortly are the ability for you to retrieve bank statements automatically once the buyer has given you a certain set of permissions, as well as retrieving their tax documents and tax returns automatically. Those are third-party integrations that we are working with, and they will be put into this site. Those are becoming very popular now, and it's just a matter of time until everybody's doing that. And rather than you having to pay a higher price for that and develop it on your own or get it set up on your own, we'll just have all of that inside of our system right here, and it'll make things a lot easier for you and a lot more inexpensive or a lot more affordable for you to work with them. From here, again, you can look at the results of their questionnaire and see what, again, a little bit more clarification on that. If you want to look at the HOA library, you can come in here. And for example, let's say this person is part of a 4 Mile Village here. You can search on that one. And again, we're building this out as quickly as we can. So here's 4 Mile Village Condo Association with all of the requisite contact data here for who the management company is. You can email them directly from here. If you need to get some information from them, you can go to their website, who the insurance provider is. If you need to get the master policy here, you can do that straight through this website. So very, very handy. Saves you a lot of time, a lot of money to have this right here at your fingertips. So we'll just jump back to the main page here for this borrower. And that's pretty much it. So if you have any other questions on functionality, please don't hesitate to call us or let us know. But that's pretty much it. So feel free to reach out to me. You can go to our website, and down here at the very bottom, you can contact us, and that'll pull up a little contact us page, and that'll come directly to me. And feel free to reach out to me, or feel free to reach out to Rachel as well, and we would love to talk with you more. So we look forward to answering more questions for you, and we look forward to having you on board transactionhub.com. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.